All right, welcome to Podcast Breakdown Numero Cuatro. Buckle up, and god damn it, you look good today.
God, this water is good.
All right, this is what today's all about. Cheers.
Not as good as I thought it was going to be.
All right, so today we're looking at episode 920 from the School of Greatness with special guest Anthony William. I didn't want to come back to this podcast so soon, but the other day I was hanging out with my mom and she was telling me about this guy named Anthony William who made all these... You know what? You're going to see exactly why I need to come back to this podcast. For those of you who don't know, Anthony William is a medical medium who's able to give advanced medical knowledge through a voice in his head. Bet you didn't see that coming, did you? With one of his biggest claims to fame being that celery juice is the most powerful medicine of our time. Roll the first clip.
Why does celery juice have more benefits than water? Why does it help you cleanse the toxins, I guess?
It's herbal medicine. It was missed by everybody. Everybody thought it was just good for crudité. It's a miracle medicine.
Really?
Yeah, because it's an herbal medicine and has power that people don't know about, just like so many other foods have power. But it's a pathogen destroyer. It starts to break down the membrane that's around the pathogen. The sodium cluster salts in celery juice start to wear it down and break it down. And that's just one thing.
And the celery juice cleanse is no joke. It is all over the internet. Just look at some of these big names. Stallone, Miranda Kerr, Pharrell, Djokovic. I'm just surprised I didn't hear about this earlier. All right, so Anthony Williams' medical hypothesis is pretty simple. Viruses live in everyone. Viruses are the things that cause chronic illness. Traditional scientific research has failed us when it's come to chronic illness. And celery juice is one of the keys to solving that. Take that as you will. So you're probably wondering, how does a guy with no med school, no degrees, no nothing, know so much more than current top-of-the-line scientific research? And I'd be like, hey, that's a great question. You're probably not going to like the answer. And that would be Spirit of Compassion, aka SOC.
SOC, that's funny.
Which is the voice inside of his head.
You've been doing this since a young age where you've been connecting to source, spirit, to read people, to see about their health conditions, anything they might have, before the doctors know about it, before research knows about it. You're able to somehow channel information and read people to see if they have a disease, if they have inflammation, if they have a tumor, if they have cancer, any of this?
Yeah, that's all of it.
Wow.
Yeah. Started at age 4, heard a voice that was clear, like you talking to me now, like we're talking. And that voice is the spirit of compassion. That's what's told to me.
This is when it gets a little bit hard for me. You've had a voice in your head since you were 4 years old that's able to diagnose people of any illness, whether it's cancer, tumors, arthritis, anything. And you could do that even if you see a picture of them, if you are on a phone call with them. So it's just like, it's a lot to take in. Don't get me wrong here. I want this to be true. If you have a voice in your head that's able to diagnose people of any illness ever, that's basically a superpower. And I'm a really big fan of superheroes. And plus, I imagine it being like Jarvis, and I would pay a lot of money to have Jarvis in my head.
Jarvis, you there?
At your service, sir.
Gauge heads up display.
Check.
Alright, the last clip I want to show you today is a conspiracy theory. Or should I say, eggspiracy.
There's a big part of Big Pharma that's really dark that people are unaware of, okay? That dark part of Big Pharma is 80, 90 years ago. They raised these viruses in labs using eggs as the virus's food. That's how it's done.
Okay.
So you got your fibromyalgia, you got your autoimmune diagnosis, you got your chronic fatigue syndrome, your multiple sclerosis, you got your Hashimoto's thyroiditis, your eczema, psoriasis, your rheumatoid arthritis, or whatever you got going on, your Lyme disease now, because that's an autoimmune now. You got all these things.
From eggs?
No, the bugs that create all these illnesses were raised in labs and somehow escaped those labs 80, 90, 60 years ago.
I think Lewis does a great job explaining exactly how I feel at this point in the podcast.
Wow.
60.
See, I'm not going to say this is a lie because I don't know what happened. Maybe it did. But if you're going to claim something like that, at least have the appropriate timeline. Don't say 60, 80, or 90 years. That makes me feel like you don't really know what you're talking about. So what do I think about all this? One, he doesn't seem to be motivated by money, which is a good thing. None of his information is hidden behind a paywall. Like, he does sell books, but you can just go search up his heavy metal detox smoothie and find the recipe. And it seems that all the information you really need is available. The books are just like a bonus, more in-depth view. Number two, there has to be some sort of truth to all of this, or else he wouldn't have all these millions of followers. If he just spit out BS and none of it worked, people wouldn't care. But people are doing what he says, and they seem to be having positive results. Number three, the guy's very self-aware. He knows that he sounds a little bit crazy, but to him it's just like, well, this is my truth. If you want to accept it, do it. If you think this is crazy, don't do it. I don't really care. Can you do me a favor and go listen to this full podcast? Really interested in what other people think of this guy. And then just comment below and tell me what you think. All right? Is that too much to ask for? All right. That's all I got for today. Go listen to more podcasts. So good. Oh. Every morning?